Welcome back to the chat right here on ChannelOne TV with me, Ekow Koomson. Today, I'm super excited because I have Trigmatic right here with me in the studio. If you enjoy the performance he just gave us, you can drop us a message on our WhatsApp number 0204447033. I'll be so glad to hear a message from you or to receive a message from you. Have you actually missed Trigmatic? I mean, did he take you back in time, especially with that song, My Life? Ladies and gentlemen, Trigmatic. How you doing, Trig?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing very, very fine. So, 2024, how long have you been in the industry by now?
It will be 14 years.
14 years.
Yeah.
So, My Life was like the intro
Yes.
to the people. Now, I just want to know, where were you? I just want to take it back a little bit
Yes.
before we come to the new school.
Sure.
Because I know a good number of people love My Life so much because it spoke to them in so many different ways. Now, I just want to know, where were you when you actually wrote the song My Life?
So two different places.
Okay.
The first verse, I wrote the first verse one night in my room in Flamingo. And then the day I went to record, I freestyled the second verse.
Oh, so the second verse is a freestyle.
It's a freestyle, and then the hook itself, the chorus, was also freestyle.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so that was in Osu in the studio.
In the studio. All right. Now, what was the message you were sending with that song? Because I know a good number of the Gen Zs now, they wouldn't even know or understand the song. So for them to go back and go listen to it, what was the message you were sending with that song?
What I was basically saying was that as much as tomorrow is not promised, we all don't know what will happen tomorrow. We sometimes tend to give up because of what's happening maybe now or whichever situation we find ourselves in. And so we need to encourage ourselves, you know, that there's hope. It could be the next minute, it could be the next hour, it could be the next second. And, you know, I was going through a situation at the time. And so that song came out of that situation. However, it was like I was prophesying into my future.
Okay.
And today is here.
Yeah.
And that has become my yesterday or my past. You know, so whatever situation you're going through, just know that the sun will definitely go down and come up the next day, and everything else will move. And so will the issue or problem also blow away. You know, and yeah, that's the message I was sending across in that song.
All right. Now, you've dropped a remix of this song, right, featuring Walasi.
Walasi
and
is Manifest.
And Manifest, yes. Now, can you run me through the memories or the nostalgia when you were going through this whole process again of trying to bring these two on, and what actually influenced your decision to say, okay, these two fit this song perfectly?
So the song also has AEC on it.
AEC, okay,
yes.
All right. Wow, four very deep singers and rappers.
Exactly.
So. Okay.
You know, it was supposed to be like that because initially I was thinking also like just giving out to some of the artists that were out then. So I sent to a few people, you know, even King Promise, a few other people. But then I was waiting on feedback, and so I went with who gave me feedback.
Okay.
But then I realized that when Walasi sent his verse and AC sent his verse first.
Okay.
I wanted to do a retake, and then I got Walasi's verse. I realized that it had to follow a certain style.
So that was when you brought Manifest on.
So yes, then I'd always wanted to do something with Manifest, and we always will talk about it. And so when I told him that this is the song, he's like, yeah, this song, you know, I definitely would want to do something on it. And he sent me his verse as well, very fast, sent it really fast. And yeah, and also in the studio, even the production itself, the reason why I'm saying it was divine was that I had some friends that had come from Denmark, together with Uncle Della Botry, who is a legendary flutist. So he played a flute in the remix, and Katrina Sivalski. I was in the same training with her in Spain. We met in Spain and in Italy as well. So she also played a saxophonist, and like the whole horn session were done by herself and her team. And then I had one of my brothers do the bass line the song. So the song is actually very full and loaded.
It's a
And
very loaded song.
Thanks to Genius, we put that thing out.
Beautiful. So if you've not seen it, I mean, we'll be playing the music video for My Life remix at the end of the interview. So just stick and stay, hang around, because if we play right now, we might not be able to talk about it. But
Sure.
you recently also performed in South Africa, right? And now you have a new one also, Ghana You, which you collaborated with South Africans to put this together. Now, can you tell us the inspiration for Ghana You? What's the message in there? And I mean, I'm even sad you didn't perform it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I would have, but I also want the people to go have a feel of it first. So when I'm performing it, you know, they will connect with it, yes, a bit more. So Ghana Yo is basically Ghana Yo.
So is it Ghana Yo
No,
or Ghana You?
Ghana Yo.
Okay, so Ghana Woman.
Ghana Woman, Ghana Yo.
Okay.
So it's just talking about the beauty of a Ghanaian woman, how special the Ghanaian woman is, and it was a song that was also that also has a sample from Uncle Ebo Taylor's Achir Abrabo.
Oh, okay.
So Achir Abrabo. So we picked some lines from that song as a sample, and then we also picked some horn sessions from the original track and had to have his voice on there. It was inspired by that song. The song was done, you know, to bring back the love that people have for the original song, but we wanted to also fuse the new vibe,
the new school vibe,
the new school vibe,
Dama
piano
Afro
vibe,
house.
Afro house vibe, yeah. And so that was the whole idea.
Oh, that was the whole idea. Now, how was it working with like a legend like Uncle Ebo Taylor? Because recently I was talking about him on Traffic Avenue. He's over 80 years, and he's coming up with an album in October.
Yeah.
Jazz is there 22.
Jazz
When
is
it
there.
drops, make sure you go check it out. And he's actually about to go on a tour.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, 80 years and you're
Yes,
still
yes,
doing this.
yes.
So how was it like, you know, getting in touch with him, working with him and his team and everything?
It's humbling. You know, the first time I met him was in Nigeria for Celebration when he was also on the gig, and I saw him with a lot of international media houses. I was wondering, wow, who's this man? And my drummer whom I just performed with, Abala was like, come, let me introduce you to him. Like, he's a legend. And this was like some 6 years ago. And when, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and when I met him, like he said, you know, what you do, you know, and that kind of thing. And from there, I also chose to perform for him at his Salt Pond Festival.
Okay.
And then we also did Osajifos Nights, which we honored him on for all of his work. Ever since I've been following him, following his.
You're a big
fan.
fan.
A big fan. I'm a big fan. I mean, when I listened to some of his records, before he was producing Afrobeat, you know, records before
proper high life Afrobeat records,
you know, records before Fela Kuti
and
you know, and co. So I'd say, you know, he's the source.
I mean, he's a legend.
He's a legend. You know,
he's the real creator of Afrobeats in my.
And you have a lot of international artists sampling,
Yeah.
you know, his records as well. You know, the likes of Usher, Ludacris, Kelly Rowlands in recent time, and then myself now. Because I was always like, why haven't we done it?
We done it, yeah.
Why are we leaving it for our brothers outside to do it? Why are we not doing it? And so it was a good opportunity for me, very humbling one, you know. So yeah.
Man, if you get to work with a legend like Uncle Ebo Taylor, I mean, then it means that you reach, because if he gives you the authority to say, hey, you can work with my product, you can sample my songs and everything, it tells you that I've really made a good one. But you also have a very good relationship with a lot of South African artists.
Yeah.
Now, how do these artists actually shape your sound? What are the key things that you learn from these people? Because, you know, you cannot just be at home and be like, oh, I'm in my farm. So when you move from here and you get to work with them, what are the things that you get to learn from them?
Yo, those guys can sing.
Wow.
Those South Africans can sing. That's one. Number two, they learn, and they have the resources to make, you know. So artist development is key, which is something we don't take seriously this side. But in essay it's different. I realized that, I remember I was recording with an artist called Bo, quite huge, and he came in with a songwriter and arranger, and he said, "Oh, I hope you don't mind. We're gonna take a bit of time," because I said, "Oh no, I'm good." I realized how blessed we are, because with all the things we don't have, we still work. And with all the things they have, what it is that I realize it's not by chance. You don't become huge by chance. You are not able to move thousands of people on the stage by chance. You need to learn. You need to work hard. You need to put in work. And they have the resources. Investment has gone into their music industry, and it's something that I would take the opportunity to tell our enablers, industry enablers, to start looking at artist development is key.
It's key. It's key. Now, before we go to Osajifo Night, which will be happening somewhere in October, right?
Yes.
October. Let's talk a bit about your, so you started with a lot of inspirational music, right? My Life. Another one that's my favorite is
Light and Darkness.
Yeah, Light and Darkness.
Yeah.
It's also like a very good song of mine.
Thank you.
Were you in a dark place when you wrote that song?
No, I wouldn't say a dark place, but I was just keeping it real, keeping the message real in my songs, as I always do. If you listen to that, you listen to Sikenti, you listen to Jinyame, it's not that I'm always seeing bad moments or but it's just, these are like realities, and these were the realities of my life at the time. I wouldn't call it bad now, because they've shaping my way of thinking, they've shaping my way of dealing with people or seeing life, in itself. So for me, those were like good moments. I wouldn't say dark moments. I would say they were inspiring moments.
So when you look at that progress that we've made from then till now, when you listen to our current, and this is not to like jab anybody or anything, but I just want to see how, are we making progress or we are losing touch of our roots? Because you just mentioned the songs like My Life, Dunke Kane, Light and Darkness, Jinyame, Sikenti,
Where Will They Go?
Yeah, Where Will They Go? All of them. These are all revolutionary songs or inspiring songs. But now it's like we are on a fast pace, we want to have 2-3 lyrics and we are done. Are we losing touch of our old inspiring tunes?
Well, I would say that yes and no, because you cannot box art. Yeah. And that includes music. Creativity is diverse. People will create things based on who they are, what informs their creativity. So not everyone can produce the things I produce. Yeah. We are all like painters. We are all inspired by different things. And so people paint different things. If you ask 5 different painters to paint a cat, they would all paint it differently. Yeah. And we should allow them. Okay. We should allow them because it's allowed. However, the ethics of the job, the elements that must be in there must still be respected. Okay. It's a discipline. Music is a discipline. And so to be a follower or a disciple of it, you must apply all the elements that matter. Yes. But when it comes to the kind of genre of music, or not all of us who want to be revolutionaries. Not all, no. But I push that most of us do, because we have the voice that the people listen to. We have to speak for the people. We can't have 1,000 or even 10 or 20 Bob Marleys. We can only have one. But he can inspire other musicians to want to be positive and conscious in the music that they put out.
Now, one of your very first songs that you performed here was Answer Us.
Yes.
And it's such a timely song for the times that we find ourselves in, not just as Ghana, but as a continent and even the world at large.
Yep.
Who are these people who need to answer, and who are they answering to?
Well, the title of that song is Diplomatic Thief.
Okay. Diplomatic Thief?
Yes.
Okay.
It's on my EP Piper, no?
Okay.
On all platforms you can find it. It's self-explanatory. If you know you are stealing diplomatically, then stop it. I mean, the song is for people like that. It's for people who hide behind their position, their power, their authority, and it's not limited to politicians.
Okay.
It's anybody that is in a place of power. I think that the problem we have in Africa is a leadership problem.
Okay.
Where we've boxed leadership. We're only focusing on positional leadership. And so everybody's looking at the top.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to lead themselves. However, even the people at the top are not leading, they are only in position. But leadership in itself is very sacrificial, it's very painful, it's not always gainful.
Yeah.
You know, and so you see that true leaders are mostly not celebrated.
Yeah.
You know, they die poor, because they fought for a cause.
Yeah.
You know, but then we're losing such leaders across board. If you look at what's happening in other African countries, but that's also because we're dancing to their tune.
Yeah.
We're dancing to their tune. We're not asking the right questions. We're not being as I wouldn't say aggressive, but we're not vocal as we ought to be, because when you entertain the people, and this was the style of the Romans, you know, let's entertain the people so that they forget about the challenges or the issues that are happening. So you realize that a lot of investment goes into things that excite people than to things that wake people up. And it's not by chance, it's intentional.
Okay.
You know, so it's for people like that, you know.
Wow. Diplomatic Thief. Make sure you go listen to it. It's on the EP Piper now.
And it features Walasi.
It features Walasi. I mean, you know, they say the Walasi too. You say everybody that has voices and is calling for people to rise, Walasi is always
yeah.
So it's good. But I mean, good job to you, Walasi. And you know, let's make it a day to actually bring him. I would love to actually have him here to interview him as well. But now you also give us a song called Atadu.
Yes.
I mean, what's the title of that song, by the way?
Akakemoko.
Akakemoko.
It's on the 8th Element album. It features Joey B.
Joey B. Now, you are telling the story of Atadu. Is this Atadu like a real Atadu per se?
Yeah. So it's actually like a story, but you won't find it on the record. Okay. I normally use the Atadu when I'm performing, it, which is why it makes live performances beautiful. Yeah. You know, so, but it's a story. It's a story that happened. A real life story? A real life story, yes.
So Atadu, if you're watching, how far with you? Anyways, but let's now go to Osajifo Night. I mean, how many years have you been organizing Osajifo Night?
So this will be the third one.
This will be
the third edition, yes. We did the first and second, and then COVID came. After COVID, we have not.
You've not done any. So there's like going to be the third edition in say like 4 years.
Yes.
All right. How spectacular would this third edition be? Because you've been on a break for 4 years. What should people look forward to? What should people expect?
Crazy records, crazy performances, and performers. I'm hoping to bring some of my friends from other African countries to jump on this time because they all like and eulogize Dr. Nkrumah. And so it will be a good moment to celebrate him properly. Forget about whatever is flying around.
But how did that make you feel, by the way? Like the whole conversation about founders, all of that. When you heard it, being somebody who eulogizes Nkrumah this much, you have a concert in his name, how did it make you feel?
Well, I don't get surprised when politicians speak because one of the things that they study is propaganda. Yeah. You know, and it works. You know, it gets people talking and it throws people off real issues. But I was very disappointed when I heard it. I was very broken because I, like you said, like I really, really, you know, eulogized man, and he's done so much, even for arts, you know, and so he ought to be. For me, I think that anybody that's been in a position of power must be respected, no matter what it is. And so if you throw dust on the other, yet you're trying to be in his position, you should know that it will come back. It will catch up with you. It will come back to hit you really hard. Sometimes harder than you did, you know. And so I don't think it's a culture we need to encourage. If people must be celebrated, they must be celebrated. You cannot take anything away from the man. You know, you can't. He did what he had to do. Yes, we had people that joined in the revolution, but what it is that somebody definitely leads a revolution.
Yeah.
There's Martin Luther.
Yeah.
Obviously, he had a team. He had his people.
Sankara.
There's Thomas Sankara.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many of them.
Jomo Kenyatta.
Jomo Kenyatta,
Led a team.
Lumumba, so
Yeah.
many of them.
Yeah.
But there's always that one person that carries the spirit of the team. And then when you talk about them or when you project them, it doesn't mean you are not paying attention to the rest, or you don't think the others did what they did. But one person always leads a revolution.
All right. Now, you are somebody who is also into the production of crops, I mean, farming and everything. Before we go, because this will be our final conversation, or my final question to you, what would be your message, adding your voice to the whole End Galamsey Now conversation? You can look into your camera there and actually make your strong statement against Galamsey.
You know, when things are going bad in this country, we trivialize it, we don't pay attention to it until it hits us really hard or it affects us directly. And that culture must also stop. We must all be watchdogs. It needs to stop. It's bad, we must condemn it. It's not cool, because it's somebody trying to, like somebody's personal gains, but at the expense of another person's pain. Or this is a national issue. This is not even, this is you, us against nature. And anytime nature had reacted to something, it's very disastrous. And so I'd say we need to stop it now before the worst happens. The worst already happening. I'm hearing we might have to import water.
Yeah.
That's sad. That's sickening.
Cyanide, mercury in our foods.
That's sad. You know, so you don't have to wait till it directly affects you. Now is the time to stop. Now is the time to stop.
All right. Thank you very much, Trigmatic. I mean,
You're
I really
welcome.
appreciate your time here. Go check out Ghana Yo, which is his newest he's dropped. And then also the Osajifo night will be happening very soon in Alliance Francaise. Rate is 100 Ghana cedis. You get to be there. Have amazing performances, beautiful performances. It will be happening in October 4th.
Yes.
It will be a Friday, so make it a point to be there. He'll be bringing in some African artists from across the country to join him in his performances, so that will be good.